Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.
And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the hottest spot in town. This is Sunshine's Corner. Hopefully you had a wonderful weekend because we are planning to kick off our week in a great way. And today we are excited to introduce Power Talk. We're talking about real questions, real answers. And this is the kind of meaningful conversation that our viewers are truly value. Information that helps us, the community grow, to get stronger and smarter, I believe. And here today, we've got something that's helpful from our homes, for where you work, where you are. You can trust that FPL going to be here to answer those questions for you. I'm so glad to have you this morning. We are honored to have JT Young and Dana Goss, that's right, that's here from Florida Power. And we're going to be talking about things that's engaging to the community, supporting, even with the nonprofits, how they are so entangled with the nonprofits right here in our city. And so today I want you to sit back because this is going to be a power talk, real questions, real answers, real fun right here today. And let me say, welcome in and thank you for getting up early this morning, coming in so we can get this power talk on target. You see what I named it, the power talk?
Power talk.
I like that. I like that.
So we're getting power
I like that.
to get
power
those questions.
and energy on a Monday morning.
See?
Monday morning.
You see how it all connects?
I love it.
I love that. So, well, Dana, thank you so much for coming in. And of course, JT, you out there everywhere. We see you all the time.
I try not to be, but hey, I'll be where you need me to be. Wherever you need me to be.
You got that right. Well, listen, let's say this for first, Dana. I want to talk to you because as I was looking through you, you do a lot with the community.
I do. Yes.
And I want to find out why is it, what is it that's so important that FPL is connected with the community through nonprofits? That connection that you have.
Yeah, well, I am blessed to have the role that I do. My primary function is to connect with the community through nonprofits, different missions, and then also to engage our employees. And it's really important because FPL is always striving to be just a leader in the community in that regard and strengthening our nonprofits. A lot of them are lacking of resources and various measures, and that's kind of where we can come in and ask the questions, how can FPL help? And that is my favorite question to ask because prior to coming to FPL, I was actually on the nonprofit side and I was a fundraiser. And so I understand. So now to be able to come and look at it through this lens, I fully understand the importance of that question because it goes far beyond a sponsorship and a donation. You know, we have resources through our employees through volunteerism. So that's one thing that I get to do is find various projects throughout Northwest Florida for our employees to get out and do hands-on support. And a lot of those projects are ones that they don't have the budget for and they don't have the resources for.
Exactly.
So we have that sweat equity, which is incredibly valuable because we have any one from some of our line workers that will go and build a fence that needed to be built for months, or we'll go and we'll stuff bags of food for kids. So it's just really important that we, along with a lot of the other, larger companies in this community, all engage and build those strong relationships because we see firsthand the difference that it really makes.
Absolutely. And I'm going to say, I have to be totally honest, there's very few things I have not seen FPL. If I don't, I'll see here's a logo here. Here's something else here, you're partnering right here. I think that is absolutely amazing because people think just because Florida Power Lights, they don't get into the community, but every time you turn, you see something that's being done with your name and you see people there that's working in the community. I think that's a great connection when it comes to that because that engagement.
Yes.
It's a lot, makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference. And JT.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, look, Dana hit the nail on the head and she's doing a phenomenal job as our community relations specialist. She is, as she says, zeroed in on focusing on strengthening our communities. Most people, when they think about FPL, they hear about, the grid that we have and the resilience and the reliability and the delivering power and doing that so that customers can have, a reliable service.
Exactly.
That's certainly what we do. But we believe that our responsibility doesn't stop at the meter. It goes beyond that. And that kind of gets into what you heard Dana talking about. Much like, other entities in our community, whether it's Cox Communications, International Paper, a Studer Group, Navy Federal, all these folks, we are similarly committed to strengthening the communities that we serve. And so what Dana does and her team, they do a lot of these things that really extends our reach if you will, and allows us to be committed to the communities that we serve by helping strengthen them. And I'm just so grateful. We're blessed to have Dana on our team. She does a phenomenal job. And we try to make sure that we're doing both. We're keeping the lights on reliably. We have a diverse energy mix. We're trying to make sure we keep bills low for customers. We're trying to do that at the same time that we're working to strengthen the quality of life for the folks in our communities.
And you know what, you said, you hit the nail on the head. Nobody would think Florida Power will be out thinking on those lines. All you're thinking about, well, we got to keep the lines up. We got to make sure the switch will come on. You know, but when you work and go, I strongly believe, and I tell anybody, once wherever you work, if you work and deal with your community, you got a winning team. Because as a community, we work together. I don't care if it's Florida Power, if it's Navy Federal, if it's Blab TV, or but you know, you got to make that connection so that it can be as successful as it is. Because when you're just doing it one way, you're missing a link. When it comes to the nonprofits, and there are a lot of nonprofits, because I work with Quint Studer a lot, when I'm learning a lot about nonprofits. When it comes down to that, utilities that are working together with nonprofits, what is it you look for when you're looking to step out to help a nonprofit who trying to do something but do not have what they really need to make that connection? How would you distinguish and find those?
It really all starts with a conversation, and that is something that I love to do. I love sitting down with nonprofits. I love to learn about them, but then asking that question, how can FPL help? And that really opens up more of a robust conversation of what do they need? Because they might think, we need a donation or we need a sponsorship for an upcoming event. But then as I'm talking and they're talking about some of their more like infrastructure things at their building, and I'm like, well, we could help with that. And they're like, really? Because I think, you know, a lot of the times when you think about companies, you think more of like the monetary side and, you know, to be able to offer up our employees to come out and volunteer, because that's something that's really important to just us as a company as a whole. It just opens up a whole kind of plethora of options that we can give them and to help. And it's not even just, you know, volunteering through service projects. We have many employees that are out serving on boards. So they're donating their professional, you know, expertise or whatever it is, serving on boards and being able to represent FPL and to help in that, you know, level as well. So it's really important.
It's not just putting you in a small box.
Yes.
Open up that and let you see how many boxes can come in that small box. Just talk about it. You never know what you can get.
Exactly. And, you know, we're always looking for transformational impact as well. And, you know, especially when it comes to some of the partners that, you know, we support year after year. And it's been, you know, great to watch some of them grow through our support along with other entities' support to help more kids or, you know, more veterans, you know, whatever the mission may be. But
and that comes, I think that will come back around to community outreach, whereas it's not just going to be for one short term. You're building it for a long term.
Absolutely.
So that it won't be just one time, just because I needed this right now. Let's build on this so this can continue to grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's so important because we're not here for the short term. We're here for the long term.
Exactly.
We live here. I mean, I grew up in this community. This area is where I grew up in the East Hill area of Pensacola. And so I've been able to see some of the benefits from being community oriented and recognizing the benefits that I was blessed to be able to participate in as I grew up, and even now raised a family here and all of that, being able to, I'm seeing those things. And so it is so important wherever we serve throughout the state of Florida that we're engaged in our communities, making them better. You know, we had an event a couple of weeks ago, economic symposium. We had over 580 or so business community, civic, nonprofit leaders that came together. We had a lot of speakers that came and talked about things. But one thing that was resounding in that symposium is that the quality of life is so important. It's not just about dollars and cents, and that's important. But folks, they expand their businesses, they bring their businesses here, they want to relocate here, but it's got to be a great quality of life.
I agree.
And if they don't have that, then they don't want to be here. And if you don't have that, folks don't want to remain here.
That's right.
And so I say that to say that's one of the reasons why it is so important for us to be.
Excuse me, JT. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, let me apologize. Let me do my text all over again. We are in the midst of moving upstairs, and as you see, I'm going to ask us to take a break, and I'll come right back. please, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come right back. And because this is, we are in the process of moving upstairs. But I ask that you, Wusa, bear with me because of the fact, see, our studio is should be in a few weeks, okay?
Oh, great, that's great.
That's
Great, but still.
Growing pains.
You understand? Those growing pains are killing me right now, okay?
Things happen, it's all good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I want to say that because of the fact that we are having those growing pains, and I'm growing, please bear with us. Now, as you were saying, JT, it kind of grounded you out there.
No problem. I just want to make sure, just clarify that the fact that, the blessings of this community and what we learn from these symposium, those folks, that whole notion of quality of life is so important. And that is what makes a community one that folks want to live, work, play, thrive, raise their families, expand their businesses. That's what happens. And so for us at FPL, we're all about that. And we believe that that's so important. And when we make, I think it's really important also to mention, when we make, whether it's financial contributions, we do make financial contributions.
Right.
And by the way, those contributions aren't paid by our customers, they're paid by our shareholders.
There you go.
That's important for people to understand
clear,
that.
right?
It's not coming from customers. We have shareholders that make investments, and when they make those investments, a part of their investment goes to the investments that we make in the community. So that's, want to make sure everybody understands that. But the results of that are so phenomenal. We begin to see that things flourish. And so to thrive in a community, you must have the commitment from people. You heard Dana talk about our people volunteering.
Right.
That's certainly a piece of it. Devoting their time, their resources. And so we do that because we want to make sure this becomes the best place for people to live.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're talking about. When I see a connection like I do see, because I have to watch and see and understand what's going on in the community. And when I say this, I'm not just saying this because you're sitting here. You guys sponsor and be a part of a lot. And that says something to me. And I know you're saying, but I want to find out about my power bill. I want to find out. Okay, but still, there's something else behind that besides that bill every day. And what we kind of realize is this too, with the economy how it is today, things are going to change.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah.
We're changing, so therefore we've got to be able to adjust.
Right.
Learn the ways that we can adjust.
Yep.
I learned something when you were on before, even about a ceiling fan.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
I remember that.
I learned about a ceiling fan.
There you go.
And you would not understand how mindful I am of that now.
Yeah. See?
Because it taught me something.
It's a little thing,
That's what we're talking about. Because I used to think about turning ceiling fans all over the house, that the house is getting cool. No, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just been spinning that fan. But we're talking about that today because about the community and the outreach that you have. We are asking now. I usually have people call if they have a question they want to talk about.
Sure.
If you would like to ask a question, 850-432-7768, that's the number to call. You can call or text. But the fact of it is, a closed mouth never get anything. My mother always taught me, if you don't understand, ask questions.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the only way that you're going to find out, because and don't think it's a crazy question, because the only crazy question is the one that's not asked.
Yeah.
So I invite everybody to be a part of this today.
That's how we learn.
That's how we learn every
That's
single
exactly
day.
how we learn.
What programs are available that help consumers manage their monthly energy bills?
Well, that's a great question, and one of the things we want our customers to know is there are a lot of different programs, a lot of information that we provide to our customers. First thing I'll mention is if you go to fpl.com/ways to save, fpl.com/ways to save, there's just a plethora of programs and information out there. One is budget billing, and I'll say that
Took
because,
it off my mouth.
Well, I was going to say, because especially, we just had relatively cold days back in January.
Yes.
It was a little chilly today, but
Yeah,
but
tonight.
but one of the things that the budget billing does is it takes some of those spikes out of your bills that you may see the up and down. It levelizes those bills. I'm on it.
I'm on it.
My wife and
I'm
I,
also on
and
it.
it makes it's predictable, right?
Yes.
So you can pretty much plan and budget for that. We also have energy tips on that at that location on our website. Things that folks can do with regards to caulking and lighting and low flow shower heads and things like that. We are out in the community. Speaking of the community, we do a lot of community programs where we actually go out in the community and meet with customers, call them in. We've done it in Brownsville. We've done it in several areas across our system. And we actually provide energy savings kits to customers.
Really?
Right, to help them save on their energy, not just information, but practical things that they can actually put into their homes. And so there are a lot of things that we do to help folks understand where to set your thermostat in the wintertime and in the summertime to stay comfortable but save money also, and to understand, every degree you go, for example, in the summertime, every degree below 78, you can save, 3 to 5% on your cooling costs. And so we try to help customers understand that, we know you want to be comfortable in your home, but you also want to save money, right? And that's important. So we're here to help with that. And so we provide, I think, a lot of information for customers to be able to save money on their bill. Yeah.
I found out also, if you keep it, I think it was 70, if anything over 76. Did I say that right?
Well, we probably said if it's below 78, every degree that you set your thermostat below 78 in the summertime.
In the summertime.
You can save, every degree that you set it below 78 costs more, 3 to 5% more on your cooling costs.
Right.
When you're at it. But now the thing to remember, for customers to remember, is your bill is a result of usage. And even when you set your thermostat at a appropriate setting, if it's really cold outside, for example, and you set it on 68, well, it's going to take a lot longer to hold that 68 temperature because it's 30 degrees outside.
Okay.
In the summertime, if you set it on 78, but it's 95 degrees outside, it's going to run a lot longer. So the thing for customers to understand is when you see your bill, make sure you check your usage, because your usage is really what drives your cost. And so it's about how much you're using every month in kilowatt hours, and you can see that on your bill. We break it down so you can see that. But we still believe, and we know, that we offer a great value because, as I mentioned, some of the lowest rates in the state. We actually are 30% below the national average on our rates for our customers, and so we believe that we're delivering great value.
Right.
And we do that by having what we consider a diverse energy mix. We've got solar with batteries, we've got gas, we've got nuclear. So we generate energy from a diverse pool of fuel, diverse energy mix, which helps us keep bills low. And we've seen customers save over $1 billion last year and just in fuel savings because of that. And again, 30% below the national average on our bills. And so customers see that. Then I'll make this parallel, but we have a diverse energy mix. We have diverse communities. The things that Dana and her team does is to address that, because we know that not everyone's going to need the same program. So when Dana is working with the communities that we serve, Dana offers a plethora, and she engages with our customers on various things that they need. Not everyone's going to need a fence painted. Not everyone's going to need dollars for a scholarship, but some people will. And so we try to make sure that we're applying really a diversity of thought, bringing that to the table so that we can make sure that we serve energy and it goes where it goes. We don't, the electrons in our lines don't care. They just serve customers, and we serve whoever's out there. And so our goal is to make sure that we're inclusive in the way we do what we do, and making sure that we're serving our customers in the best way.
Wow, that's a lot. If you're like me, I can say this, I am on the budget. And I always watch and say, oh, this is what it would have been if I had not been on the budget.
Yeah.
But it will save you money. It will be more comfortable. You can just about say what your bill is going to be.
That's right.
Once a month.
Predictable.
You're very much so predictable.
Yeah.
We're going to continue to have this conversation today. It's the Hour of Power Talk, right here on Sunshine's Corner. We're breathing now.
Breathe.
For 75 years, we've been caring for families, creating jobs, and working to build a healthier community. This is your home, and ours too. We're honored to be the trusted partner in your care. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long. We're strengthening poles to better withstand severe weather. We're clearing lines to improve resiliency, and we're constantly training teams to act at a moment's notice. Because we're always working, always preparing. So when storms do hit, you can count on us. FPL, working for you every single day.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon. I'm Kathy Holsworth, Artistic Director at Pensacola Little Theater. Join me on the first Monday of every month at 7 p.m. for the Center Stage, where me and my artistic friends talk about all things on the stage and at the Clark Family Cultural Center. Join us, won't you?
Hi, I'm David Apple. I own the Apple Market here in Pensacola on Scenic Highway. We've been in Pensacola since 1996. I've been advertising on Blab now for 15 years. I was a tough sell. Didn't really think that this form of advertising was going to be right for us. But as it turned out, it's probably been the most effective thing that we've ever done. Rarely a week goes by that we don't encounter someone who say, hey, I just saw your show, it was great. I'm David Apple, and I am Blab TV.
And welcome back to this Monday edition of Sunshine's Corner. We're having a great conversation today. We're learning a lot and finding out so many ways that Florida Power is a part of our community in more ways than one. We were talking about something, you said we're going to hit that. I want to talk about that part when you say about the community, that we got that little tip from my girl Kimberly.
Yes. Yeah, in fact, one of the things that and Dana can elaborate on this too, but we have a number of our employees that are engaged in some specific things. We have sort of 3 pillars in terms of our engagement with the community, in terms of how we're focused. We have the Power to Care, which really is focused around, you heard Dana talk about nonprofits and making sure that we're zeroing in on their needs to make our communities thrive. Then we have this Power to Innovate. The Power to Innovate has to do with us engaging with businesses and really probably the college level type of engagement that we have. But then Power to Educate is where maybe our focus is really K-12 kind of focus,
really?
Where we're engaged with schools all across the state, and in particular here in Northwest Florida, across the region with our K-12 population. And in those 3 pillars, that's our strategy to sort of engage in the community. And we've got several examples. We don't have time to go through all of them, but I will tell you that as it pertains on the Power to Educate piece, we recently had an opportunity to provide grants to, we call classroom makeover grants, to several schools. And across the state of Florida, we invested $1 million to provide 50 of these grants in these schools. Right here in Northwest Florida, we provided 6. We provided 6 here in Northwest Florida. And the cool thing was just last week we were at Bellevue Elementary and Sherwood Elementary, where we provided, each of them got a $50,000 grant for a classroom makeover. And it was great to see these young people, students, who actually, when that classroom makeover is STEM oriented, science, technology, engineering, math.
Of course.
So it's designed to help, develop those type of mindsets. And the young people there, the students, were so excited because they were able to share with us how these changes, is helping them in the learning environment.
Imagine.
So they had the reveal. We had the reveal last week, both at Sherwood and Bellevue Elementary, and that was just cool to see. And again, Dana's involved in that, and it's just great to see how our students, our next generation, is benefiting from these investments that we're making across this region and across the state.
You are invested in our future. And when it comes to that, when you say that, it's just like we were talking off camera, even with the things that are happening in the world today, how it's just simple with the younger people now. We talk about AI.
Yes.
How it's okay with them, and we have to sit there, let's see now, which way do I go with this?
I mean, it was incredible when we were getting, the students actually gave us the tour of the new classroom, and what the grant has been able to do for that classroom and those students and that teacher is just remarkable. They have a 3D printer. I mean, when I was in elementary school, we had the TV coming in on the roller cart. Like, we didn't have anything like that.
Exactly.
So for them to just be excited about science and engineering and everything that can come from STEM is just amazing. And the other thing too that I noticed was my biggest takeaway was the teacher. And teachers, I mean, it's a hard, you're from a family of educators. It is a really, really hard job. And you are not only battling, you're having, managing students, but also just the resources and sometimes lack of resources. So for them to be able to have this vision of what they really want to do for these students and for these students' future, but they have no means to do it, and for us to be able to answer that
imagine what
call
that did.
Yeah.
and to see their, just eyes light up with just pride, showing off what the classroom did. It was just, it really,
Phenomenal.
it just stuck with me.
And that's to her point, the teachers and the administrators and staff that were there were so, because teachers do the grants predominantly apply for those grants. I may have said 50 that we gave throughout the state. I think it was 20 total, but it was $50,000 a piece, so it was $1 million. And so of the 20, 6 of them were right here in Northwest Florida. I think that's important to recognize that FPL is recognizing the importance of this region. So that's this really disproportionate if you think about it. 6 of the 20 came here in Northwest Florida. But her point is correct, and to see the eyes light up, those teachers. My wife taught school, and I can tell you of the long nights that she spent trying to figure out, and so I think it's important that we support our educators.
Most certainly.
It's important.
My mother and my sister. I mean, Lord, my sister she taught me how to use the grading. That's great. Let's learn the grade papers.
My sister was my first teacher. She was
exactly.
She taught me. She used to write in the dirt and teach me my multiplication table. And she became a principal. She retired as a school principal. But I think about that and how important it is to instill in the minds of young people value, and this is all part of our value proposition to the community. It's not just about the energy we deliver. It is about that, but it's not just about the diverse energy mix. It is about that, but it's not just about that.
I understand.
It's also about the quality of life. It's also about those other things that really matter.
And when you say that, sure, we got to have this connection over here to get this connection to work.
Absolutely.
But the fact of it is, I can imagine. I think so many of our young people, if they had the resources. The resources are so important, and when you say the work that teachers put into this with the non-resources, and can you imagine with those ones that are right here in Northwest Florida, Bellevue and what's the other one?
Well, Sherwood Elementary.
Sherwood Elementary, I got you.
On Friday. This past week we were out there with those 2 schools. We also Avalon Middle School over in the Santa Rosa County area. We had a great classroom reveal at Choctawhatchee High School, where we did a classroom reveal down there. It was an aviation-oriented classroom reveal we delivered, and they had flight simulators and other technologies that we're able to put in the classroom, so they're learning how to fly. And we have a son that did flight programming, and it's just going down there to see that reveal and being a part of that was just phenomenal. Same kind of thing. Kids are just excited that this can be brought to them.
Exactly.
They can learn about some things, and so all of that to say, those are the things that really matter to the fabric of a successful community.
Exactly. And ladies and gentlemen, you are as blown away as I? Yes, you are. Because of the things that, because of the things that you're doing. It's not that you're out there just saying, okay, this is how you set your thermostat. It's not out there just saying this is, well, you need to turn this down at this hour. It's more to it than being a part of the community. And I'll say this for nonprofits. There are so many nonprofits that want to do things. You are a nonprofit, but I'm being real, but you do not know the steps it takes to be a successful nonprofit. Just because you have a business name, nonprofit, what are you doing with it? So here are ways I think that you can educate yourself. I'll say this about Quint Student. There's a program you can go to learn how to do it. But then you can see how you can be a part of to get assistance to do things in the community from places, for instance, like FPL, who would like to help, but we got to have a procedure.
So our Community Connectors program, and Dana oversees that, is a program where our employees who may be coaching a baseball team or football team or engaged in a nonprofit through some of the things that they're doing, our Community Connectors program allows our employees to be able to get grants for up to $1,500 for that organization because they're involved. And so that's another piece of our engagement where we can actually share and help with some of the nonprofits and the challenges that they have. We know their challenges exist. And so that's a way for us to encourage our employees to be involved, but also through our employees to be able to reach. We probably couldn't, from an administrative level, hit everyone, but with our employees being out there, they're the tentacles that are out there and that are engaged. And that Community Connector program is a great program, great way. And that's unique to Northwest Florida here for us, for our employees to be able to stay engaged in the community.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's so much that we're talking about today that we are becoming more engaged in the things that it takes to be a successful entity. And I'm talking about FPL. When we go to topics like how does Florida Power, let's go here, step in to help communities after storms, during storms, because we are approaching hurricane season.
Yeah,
We're getting close to that.
Yeah, we're getting close. June 1st is quickly approaching.
It will be here before we know it.
Yes.
Let's just share. I'll share this with you. First of all,
Okay.
One of the things that we do at FPL, we are very focused on ensuring, again, reliable service. Right, I talked about that a little bit earlier. And when storm season approaches, we don't just wait for storm season to get here.
That's what I'm talking
before we start
about.
planning. We actually start our preparations. We're doing that year round. If we're not responding to a storm, we're prepping for one, and that's what we tell our customers all the time. So we actually go through, in May, we'll go through a full week of a mock storm where we actually simulate a storm hitting our system. We go through the exact same routine that we would go through if there was a real storm. We have people on that are engaged on calls. We actually go through simulating getting logistics resources in. Every year we're doing that to get better than we were the year before, and we take and at the end of that we do a critique. And we actually try to figure out what could we do better. And so we began planning. We plan again all year long. And we also on our website have on fpl.com/storm. There's things that our customers can go to and learn about what to prepare for and how to be ready. Speaking of this, tying into the community, we typically will also be engaging in our community with our seniors, and we provide hurricane kits.
Yeah.
Well, we provide hurricane kits for our seniors, and we give away hurricane kits for them to be prepared with several days worth of meals for them so that they can be prepared during a storm. I say that because that's another way that we're trying to make sure that from a community perspective we're engaged. But we tell our customers to make sure that they have all the things they need, the typical list.
Of course.
The typical list, flashlight, batteries, make sure your phone is charged, et cetera, et cetera. Safety is important, making sure that they're not running generators inside of a garage or a room, and making sure that if they use a generator, use it safely according to the instructions. But we also want to make sure customers stay safe after a storm by staying away from down power lines and things like that, and making sure that they keep themselves and their families safe.
Exactly.
We have been very, very focused on ensuring that once the storm clears out, that we are at the ready to restore power quickly. And I've been impressed. I've been in this industry, I won't say how long, but it's been a long time. Over 4 decades. Over 4 decades, and I've seen a lot of different. FPL does this better than just about anyone I've ever seen when it comes to storm restoration. FPL is at the very top of the list.
Wow.
And of course we're in Florida,
So
we get unfortunately we get a lot of practice. But I will tell you that I've been incredibly impressed with the way that we respond to storms.
And you touched an area that that I said, God, he's reading my mind. When you talk about the seniors, there are some seniors that not, should I say, comfortable with the computer. How do we make sure that those, that we get that message out to them?
Yeah, Dana can talk about that.
Yeah, so we have great partnerships through our senior agencies throughout the state, and we really partner with the Florida Council on Aging, which obviously has a lot of different organizations tied to that. And through the hurricane meal kits, we partner with several throughout Northwest Florida.
I didn't know that.
And so, here locally in Pensacola, we partner with Council on Aging of West Florida, and they do an incredible job communicating with their clients to get these meal kits out. And
exactly.
Because you're right, not all of them can get on a computer and do so, but they're calling, they're using Meals on Wheels to make sure that these kits, we as FPL employees and volunteers go out into the community to help deliver these kits as well. We'll have distribution, drive-bys, for those who can't do a drive-by to pick up the meal kits. We've done home deliveries, we do the Meals on Wheels, but we try to make it as easy as possible to get these kits out to the seniors who need them. And it's really, I love doing it. I love getting to know the seniors. I just always joke that I could just live at one of those senior centers, because I there's just the storytelling, and
you learn so much
you learn so much about just them as a person, and then and it's nice to share what we're doing and why we do it. But even outside of hurricane season, one thing that we had to respond to was the extreme cold weather this year, and this is the second year in a row that we've got hit. I mean, last year obviously was the snow. So we didn't have the snow this year.
You're at 10 inches of snow.
But we had extreme cold weather, and once we learned that cold snap was coming, we all got together and said we have to do something what's the need in the community. And through the relationships that we've built within the community and our nonprofits, we learned a couple immediate needs, one of which was with Council on Aging and getting energy efficient space heaters out to some of the seniors who are homebound and making sure that they were able to stay warm when those temperatures drop dramatically. So within about 72 hours, we very quickly were able to work with Council on Aging, and Josh is amazing, and he's made it happen. And we, due to lack of resources at the agency and just sheer people, we were able to get our employees loaded up various vehicles. I pulled volunteers. I think we had close to 20 people volunteered to load up their cars, and we just deployed out into the community and delivered them to their homes.
Excellent. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking a conversation today that you didn't think, right? And I mean, even down to the meals, I was not aware of that. But we're having a great conversation, a power talk with FPL here today. We're going to come back with more information for you. 850-432-7768 if you would like to call or text. But if you're like me, you're taking notes, right? Please do. We'll be back with more right here on Sunshine's Corner.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Keep going. More. No, stop!
And welcome back to this Monday edition of Sunshine's Corner. We are having our power talk with Florida Power and Lights. And today, I tell you, Dana and JT are just taking me down. I didn't even realize that we're even supplied through Florida Power. But that's a community connection. I think that's so important. When we talk about that, I want everybody to realize that, when I'm out in the community, you hear people, get to know who's behind it. You know what I'm saying? When you say you send out 20 people doing this and there's another 20 doing this. You got people over here taking care of the kids. Oh God, with these grants to help the students. These are things that you don't find out, that you hear often. And I say, for the work that you're doing, because it's so well needed in our community. That's what causes us to get together. But when you think about it, what would you like, if you had to say something to a client, a viewer right now, what would you tell them about Florida Power that makes you the most happiest?
Well, for me, I'm blessed to be able to be here in my community I grew up in, as I mentioned earlier. Working with an entity on a team with folks like Dana and so many others, just to be able to serve alongside them that care so much about the communities that we serve. I just think that's incredible. When you think about caring leads to action. And when you see so many employees around us, so many of our teammates that care about the community, I know, because I'm with them every day, it's not just about a job. It's not just about what they do every day. It's about them caring for the communities in which they live, because we live where we work.
That's right.
essentially. And so that's so important. So I'm just grateful and blessed to be able to be a part of an entity that not only provides a valuable service to our customers through the energy that we provide, not only because we have a diverse energy mix and keep bills low and all of that.
That's right.
But also that really cares about the viability and stability of our communities, and so that's just a great blessing.
And that's a great thing. What about you, Dana?
Well, my favorite thing, our community is just blessed with a number of nonprofits that all have such valuable missions and a need. And, FPL is just proud to be able to stand alongside of them.
Exactly.
And it's through supporting them monetarily or through volunteering, and they're serving our customers. So it is a way for us to further serve our customers and take care of our customers and support those who need the support.
And you know, when I see the smiles on your faces, and when you get to talking about the work that you do, when you're doing, I don't call that a job.
Right.
I call that something you're doing from your heart. That thank God you get paid for doing it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's an incredible blessing.
That's a blessing right there so much. We've got somebody want to ask you a question or say something to you. Good morning.
Good morning, Sunshine.
Good morning.
I'd like to ask Mr. JT a question.
Yes, go right ahead. He's listening.
Mr. Young, I used to work in 2 power plants back in the 70s. Both of them were located on the on the Mississippi River. I worked at one, Cahokia Power Plant on the Illinois side, and then the Ashley Power Plant in downtown St. Louis. There was a coal in Kemper County Energy Facility. Was a coal-fired power plant that was built several years ago. I think they said it cost almost $7 billion to build it, and it had Chinese carbon capture technology to help burn that coal because it was out in the woods. Well, a couple of years after they built it, they blew 2 smokestacks down on that brand new power plant. And I was told that power plant and it not being able to burn coal because of the pollution caused Gulf Power to turn into FPL. Did that have any connection with the Southern Power Group because that power plant was utilized in our system?
Hey, great question. I really appreciate your question. Unfortunately, I cannot answer that. I don't have the actual information to be able to intelligently respond to that. I will say that's one of the reasons why you heard me talk earlier about the diverse energy mix that we have, so that we're not reliant on any one particular fuel source. And so I think that's the value that we bring to the table regarding the ability to serve our customers efficiently and effectively through a diverse mix of different energy sources. That's so important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that Kemper County Energy Facility still functioning as far as providing energy into the southern system?
Great question. I don't know that answer, and I don't know the status of the Kemper County facility. It's a great question. I'd love to look that up for you maybe and get back, but I don't know.
I'll be looking forward to our next conversation.
All right. Thank you for your question, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. God bless both of y'all. Thank you what you do for this area.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kingdom Walker.
All right.
Wow. He is one loyal viewer.
Yes.
Awesome. That's great. That's
He
great.
is so loyal, and I love it with a perfect kind of love.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah,
but the
that's
fact that it is,
great.
you know, I always say, if you don't know something else,
Ask the question.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
ask a question.
Absolutely.
And just like JT says, I may not be able to answer, but I'll find out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you see,
Absolutely.
that's what I'm saying. When it comes down to the things that you do, and I see now, the message that we're trying to convey to our viewers today is that Florida Power is not here just to supply the power, but they do.
Right.
Florida Power is here for a connection in the community that you do very well, and to let people know that there are so many things that you are doing that we know nothing about.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
we should all look a little bit deeper, because I'm going to be transparent in the beginning. Oh God, my power bill is so high. But you know, we had to adjust ourselves.
Right.
You understand?
Well, and again, and we recognize, again, that's part of our value proposition. We really want to make sure our customers understand how focused. I wish everyone could hear the conversations I get to hear about how focused our leadership is on making sure customer bills are low.
Right.
I mean, this is not just something that we say, it is internally something that we discuss at the highest levels of the company.
Okay.
And so, because I'm in a lot of those sessions and I hear those conversations, it is a very, very strong focus from the top down. We want to make sure our customers' bills are low, and that's why we do what we do and the way we do it. And so I say that to say we know that when the transition occurred from Gulf to FPL, I know there were some challenges or lots of issues. We get that, we know that. We are working very diligently every day to get better and to make sure that we are delivering value to our customers that will last a long time.
Absolutely.
And so I say that to say that we're working hard, making sure these things that you heard Dana talk about and some of the things I shared about. I'm going to ask Dana real quickly to talk about, I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but what we do at Five Flag Speedway with the robotics program. Are you familiar with that?
Oh, the electrothon, yes.
Yeah, the electric
electrothon, yes.
Electrothon.
And this was really kind of the brainchild of one of our former Gulf Power employees who still stays engaged with us. So we're able to still, Von Nichols, yes. Okay. He does a lot with UWF robotics. So he's been able to really connect us with various ways that we can help support STEM and robotics with some of our local students, and that's what the electrothon is. And they come with these electric cars that they've built, and it's a race.
We provide the kits. Yeah,
we provide the kits, and
they're
they
race them?
At Five Flags.
Five Flags.
And they do this all over the state, but here we do it at Five Flags.
Yes.
See, that's something else I didn't
know. It's the quietest race that will ever happen at Five Flags. So if you you don't hear the revving, but if you do, enjoy just
they build the cars.
But it's students that build their own. They build the vehicles and they race them, and they get prizes, and it's a really cool thing.
But we have a lot of our team goes and they volunteer, and it's a great event.
We have got to find out that, because I think that would be interesting to see.
But once again, it all goes back to watching just that pride on a child's face and seeing what they've built, and we were able to provide the resources for them to build that, and then get to watch it all come to fruition.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
That's great stuff. How can everyday residents partner with organizations and their companies to build with FPL for things that they like to do in the community?
Well, the best way to learn about the various ways that we give is looking at on fpl.com/community.
Okay.
And that's where you're going to find information about our Power to Care. So how to get in touch with us if you have a volunteer project that you want us to do. We do it all throughout the year. We do have Power to Care Week in February, which is a really big push. So throughout the state, we do countless projects, and here in Northwest Florida, we did 4 throughout from here to Panama City.
What is it called? Power to?
It's called Power to Care.
Okay.
So it's when we get out into the community with our employees to do projects, service projects for our local nonprofits. So you may be driving by and see a bunch of people with bright green shirts. That's us. And we do anything from beautification projects to building a fence to just recently, one of the projects we did, we partnered with Food Raising Friends in Santa Rosa County, and we helped stuff 900 bags of food that are going to go to students for the spring break holiday to ensure that they have food. Because their mission is to ensure that no child is hungry when they go home. They eat during the day at school, but when they get home, it's often that they won't get another meal until they get back to school that next day. So during those longer extended breaks, and they fill that gap. So we were able to come with a group and fill them up, and 900 of them were able to go out into the Santa Rosa community.
Oh my goodness, that is a great idea. Got my mind rolling.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, look at that, because that's right, because spring break started today. We're going to talk a little bit more about that because of the fact that so many kids, when you come to our young people, there's so many schools that I visited where they tell me what they even prepare to give to the kids to take home, even for the weekends, so they won't be hungry. And that just took a lump out of my heart. That was just unbelievable. Because how can a child function if they're hungry? How can a child comprehend if they're hungry? I mean, how can, we're going to talk more about that. We got to run and take a break. She's telling me you got to take a break. We'll be right back with more of this power talk right here on Sunshine's Corner.
My name's Kelly McLeod. I'm the owner of Bella Magazine. Bella is a source of uplifting and inspiring content for the women of Pensacola.
I think the magazine is just so thoughtfully done. There's a lot of attention to detail. The stories are really good.
You've got seriousness, you've got fun, education, fashion. It just encompasses everything.
Women are multidimensional, and so is Bella.
The Emerald Coast Utilities Authority's state-of-the-art materials recycling facility processes recyclables for communities throughout the region, lowering need for more landfills. This highly efficient recycling service accepts glass, paper, cardboard, plastics, aluminum, and more. But we need your help. Please make sure your recyclables are clean of garbage, food, and liquids. Also, please remember that plastic shopping bags, foam products, or yard waste are not recyclable. To learn more, go to livegreenecua.com.
From the efficiency of American natural gas and the dependability of nuclear power, to the strength of Florida's sunshine and the flexibility of advanced battery storage systems, we leverage a diverse mix of energy sources to power our growing state, ensuring reliable, low-cost power for your home or business whenever you need it. FPL, working for you every single day.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am Blab TV.
And welcome back to this Monday edition of the Power Talk right here on Sunshine's Corner. I am so about the conversation that we're having, even with what you all do to reach out for the kids, for the families in this community. Not only that, but I think when you hit that hit a piercing in my heart, because I think that is so wonderful. So many people, you don't realize so many things that goes on behind the scenes. We can say what you see on the surface, but there's so much more that's going on behind the scenes that you never know what a person is doing. And what the work that I'm finding out with your community outreach, with the community program, with the nonprofit that you just have partnered with, I think is absolutely amazing. I believe like this. If you put your dot with that dot, my dot, we're going to connect and we can do anything, right?
Absolutely.
So we can connect together and cover the whole place. It doesn't matter the amount, but just we put in something to help. And I see that you're doing so much great work in so many different areas. Unbelievable.
Well, thank you for that. And one of the things I'll say, Sonshine, we've touched on a lot of things we do with our students and our seniors and our young people. One of the other things that I'll just quickly mention, when we think about our veterans and our military, one of the things that I think is so important, we want to honor those who are serving us, and especially now, of course. But when you think about during the holiday period, we have a thing called the Holiday Hero Lighting Program. The Holiday Hero Lighting Program is something that we do, and Dana again is involved in. I don't know how she gets any. She's always doing everything.
She gets any sleep, right?
but Dana kind of, and we actually go out to homes of veterans and do a bit of a makeover, if you will, for the holiday for their home, and it's a surprise typically for the veteran who lives there, and maybe their spouse or other that will take them away while we do a little bit of a makeover.
Are you really, you mean rebuilding?
We're decorating their home, and when they come home, and we provide gifts for them and their children and all of that. So when they come back home, they see this home completely decorated. I mean, it's a whole different.
It's a makeover.
And so we see that, and to see the joy. We had one family a couple of years ago who was moving to Pensacola from the West Coast. The night before they were about to leave, their van got stolen, their truck got stolen with all their things on it. And that's the family we chose to help that particular year. And just to see the joy, you heard her talk about the kids when they're in the classroom, but you see the joy on the face of the veteran, their spouses or their children. It's so important to make sure that they know that we support them living in a region where we have over 60,000 military folks across our region, plus countless retirees and others that are veterans, and we just are grateful for their service. And then in addition to that, we partnered with Boys and Girls Club down in Panama City, right?
We did.
Yeah,
We
tell about
did
that.
a
Wow.
Christmas tree giveaway. So we were able to partner with Boys and Girls Club at one of the local Christmas tree farms, and we're able to give out free Christmas trees to the local families. So we were there, and I had I think the best job. I'm not. They didn't trust me with the chainsaw. So I gave away the tickets and got to greet everyone. And as people were waiting in line, getting to know the families as they came to get their tree.
Unbelievable.
And it was very humbling to hear the stories of we weren't going to get a Christmas tree. Christmas trees aren't.
That's right.
It's an expense.
Exactly.
And it's a want, not necessarily a need. So. When you're struggling, that might be something you can't do. So to be able to not only provide a Christmas tree, but to be able to give the experience of bringing the family to pick out the Christmas tree was the first time we've done that, and that will forever just kind of stick with me. Because
we're down to our last minute. Can you believe that? I can't believe the hours go by so quick.
It goes fast.
Time flies.
I mean, it flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
I mean. When people think about Florida Power, what would your last words be for them today when they think Florida Power?
I'm
going to give you 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let Dana go.
Well, I think the big thing to know about our company is how much we truly care and how much our employees care. And our employees are always wanting to get out and support the community with the knowledge that we stand right beside them, and they're able to see the needle move for a lot of the nonprofits that need our support.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you guys, I can't thank you enough. I can't wait till we get another one scheduled so that we can continue this conversation, because it is absolutely
grateful.
We're definitely
Very grateful.
This is so great. I used to talk a whole lot, so I'm just sitting back and just absorbing. I mean, but it's great. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fun conversation today we've had with JT and, of course, with Dana. And I thank you guys so much for coming in today. I can't wait till the next one comes up, because we got another one coming.
Look forward to it.
We
look forward to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a great day, but I got to leave you as I do every single day. Never, ever, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember, if you keep God first in whatever you do, I'll guarantee you'll be a total success. So until tomorrow for another day of sunshine, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Go out and tell somebody that you love them and really mean it by actions. Until then, spread the love and let the sunshine come in on you. So until then, guys, thank you so very much. I appreciate you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.